Don't waste your time. In a small village there lived a boy named Arjun. He was intelligent and excelled in his studies, earning praise from his teachers and friends. However, Arjun had one major weakness. He did not use his time wisely. Every day, instead of studying, he spent hours playing with his friends, gaming on his phone, and engaging in meaningless conversations. His parents repeatedly advised him about the importance of time, but Arjun ignored their words. He always thought, "I have plenty of time. I'll study later. For now, let me enjoy life." The first lesson. One day, his school announced the results of the annual exams. This time, Arjun's scores were shockingly low, far worse than expected. His teachers, who once admired him, were now disappointed. Even his friends started distancing themselves from him. When Arjun returned home, he saw his parents looking at his report card with sadness in their eyes. He felt frustrated with himself but didn't know how to change. That night, Arjun went to his grandfather, a wise and respected elder in the village. Sitting beside him, Arjun shared his troubles. "Grandpa, I don't understand why I failed this time. I've always been a good student." His grandfather smiled and gently said, "Son, the problem isn't that you're not intelligent. The problem is that you have taken time for granted. Time is the most precious thing in life. If used wisely, it can lead you to success. But if wasted, it will pull you down." Arjun was confused and asked, "But Grandpa, we always have time, don't we? I can always use it later, right?" His grandfather's face turned serious. "No, son. Time is like the flowing water of a river. Once it passes, it never comes back. Let me tell you a story that will help you understand. The story of King Vikram. Long ago, there was a powerful king named Vikram. He had immense wealth, grand palaces, and countless soldiers. But he had a bad habit. He kept wasting his time. Vikram would wake up late, spend his days chatting with friends instead of attending court, and delay all important tasks, thinking, "I'll do it tomorrow." One day, a wise sage visited the king's court and warned him, "Your Majesty, you may have everything, but you are wasting the most valuable treasure, time. If you don't use it wisely, you will regret it one day." The king laughed and replied, "I have plenty of time. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want." The sage shook his head and said, "Never take time lightly. It can destroy even the greatest of kings." But the king ignored his warning. Years passed and Vikram grew old. His kingdom weakened, his soldiers lost battles, and his people lost faith in him. When he finally realized his mistake, he rushed to find the sage for advice, but the sage was nowhere to be found. At that moment, the king understood that all his wealth and power could not bring back the time he had lost. It was too late to change. Changing before it's too late. Hearing this story, Arjun fell into deep thought. For the first time, he realized how much time he had wasted. He anxiously asked, "Grandpa, is it still possible for me to change?" His grandfather smiled warmly. "Of course, my son." The wheel of time never stops. If you start using your time wisely today, nothing can stop you from achieving success. But remember, never postpone anything for tomorrow. Do what you can today. From that day on, Arjun made a firm decision to change. He created a schedule, managed his time wisely, and avoided unnecessary distractions. He started waking up early, focusing on his studies, and using every moment productively. Gradually, his efforts paid off. In the next exam, he topped his class. Later, he became a successful businessman, inspiring many with his story. And he proved one important lesson. Using time wisely is the key to success.